The title of this video is Pastor Takes on Racism. Pastor Ain't No Punk. Depending on who you are, welcome, 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 welcome. This is going to be a good one. You might be new, that's why I said that. But this is for everybody. We're going to talk a little bit. We're going to talk a little bit. Because times are changing. A lot of people don't realize where we're at in the stream of times. And I invite you to check out my channels. Basically, we're telling you exactly what the real God of the Bible is saying. Not the Bible, not the fake stuff, not the stuff from came out of Europe or whatever, which lied about everything. We're going to talk about the truth. So if you like the truth, God bless you. If you go against the truth, you will be cursed by the Most High God and you'll be burning in hell. So that's what you should think about. Not the guy telling you the truth. I'm just a man. I'll die and live again. I'm not worried about none of that crap. But I'm worried about God. So we're going to go in on this video. So it's going to be a good one. It's going to be a real good one. Because I'm going to tell you where we at in the stream of time according to what God says. And I've been doing this for decades. Now, I was going over a few things in my mind because every now and then I cross a racist. And the first thing a racist want to tell me I don't sound like a pastor. That's because I'm not based on your bullshit. Your shit is based on a lie. Your whole thing is based on a lie. Everything you teach is based on a lie. I don't subscribe to that lie. I curse that lie in the name of Yahshua HaMashiach. I miss y'all. And I go in on it. And I'm not looking for trouble. Never was. But y'all always coming for it. So sometimes somebody got to just check that ass despite what you talking about. And I've been in serious situations, but I've always stood for God and will continue to do so. Bless His holy name. Pastor ain't no punk. Now, I'm gonna just give you one scenario. Now, I'm dedicating this video to the memory of Trayvon Martin, because here was a gentleman, according to what they told us, which is going to get some at a convenience store. He didn't do nothing wrong. But a punk-ass loser racist decides to stalk him and kill him. Cold-blooded murder. But they let you know that your black ass, your life don't matter. And that ain't wonder why all these people are marching saying Black Lives Matter. Because they continually tell you your life don't matter. That somebody could just pull out a gun, kill your ass, and get on with their day. And in fact, you're inconveniencing them. When you call these people to go to court, so that they could, whatever, put on that show, because that ain't no real justice. I also want to dedicate this video to Tupac Shakur, because everything that brother said was real about stuff like this. When you stand up for yourself, they want you to think you the clown. But it come a point when you get sick of the BS. You understand? You just get sick of the BS. Now, I think I will talk about a brother in this video that represents something. I'm just going to call him the D. People that know me should know who I'm talking about. You may not, but maybe you know what's going on. I'm going to really kick some real stuff in this video. And again, it's open to everybody. Because whether you like it or not, this is where you're going. And if you oppose where God is moving, you will burn in hell for the rest of your life. The days of just smacking God's people around are ending. You're not going to get away with it. You're going to be held accountable. If I was you, I'd really learn what the Bible says and stop all that bull that you was given from these liars. They're about to all burn in hell. And I'm talking about from God. So let's get that perfectly clear. I'm talking about God's judgment. I ain't talking about no personal vendettas or nothing like that. Because that'll be how they flip it. They'll flip it like that. Just like when you call somebody when you terrorize somebody. If somebody just in your store and you fucking following them and stalking them, and that's terrorizing them. But then that person, when that person starts to get a little upset, you could pick up the horn and say, I felt terrorized by that person. They started yelling, yeah, because you provoked that person. That's why they was yelling. They hadn't done nothing illegal. But you're still going to kill them. And then get away with it. At least in this life. But they're going to burn in hell for eternity. In a life that's about to come. So like I said, if you pull up at a spot that's supposed to be open at 9, right? But dude is playing around, whatever, you know, still goofing off or whatever he's doing, trying to get his coffee or whatever. Whatever he's trying to do, but he's not at his station. Now, you don't know what's going on in there. You just trying to do you. Now, maybe you got to hit that button or whatever to let this dude know that you need a slip. But everything messed up because it's just unorganized. And these things happen in life. I'm not arguing that. I understand that. But you ain't got no pen. This dude ain't coming. You don't know if they can hear you. You don't understand? So now he's coming with a chip on his shoulder because he feels like, you know, I was trying to get my coffee. I was trying to take care of some other stuff. And this moron keeps hitting a belt. Yeah, because you're nowhere around. He don't know what's going on. He see one person standing there. They not responding. He don't even know if y'all can hear him. See, that's how you got to think. The dude's not a moron. Plus, if you're dealing with somebody, they might have some high blood pressure. They might have diabetes. They may be on some type of medication. So they kind of spacing too. Plus, they kind of thrown off by a couple of things. Because that's how your mind works. For any of y'all that don't know that, your mind slows down. So you don't understand the whole concept of, you know, thing not open at 9. What's going on inside. And you trying to figure it out. And then there ain't no pen in the thing, which is supposed to be a pen in that. Because what you going to write with. But thank God the dude was ready for these niggas because it's a setup. This is what I'm trying to tell you. And when I say niggas, it could be anybody. It's not a racial term. We call everybody niggas where I come from. Now, and then somebody, I had that, let me address that because I had somebody say, yeah, but y'all get mad when somebody else call you a nigga. Yeah, well, you wasn't the one robbed and raped and destroyed and your whole family killed and everything that was done. Like, I would never call another race what they call each other. That's none of my business. Something is just your arrogance. It's always your arrogance. And that's why you're about to be judged by God. It's your arrogance. It's not us. We're the victims here. Y'all kind of try to act like we the victimizers, but we're really the victims here. Now, getting back to what I was saying. So now the guy feels like you're a moron. Maybe he looks at your car. Maybe your car's older, needs a paint job. And you're a black guy. So in his mind, you're a loser. So he thinks he doesn't have to respect you, even though it's his job to still show customer service, because that ain't none of his business. So far, he ain't doing his job. He's not at his station. It doesn't open on time. What the customer needs is not available. So, of course, the person's going to be hitting your button because it ain't no pen in it. You understand? He's not doing his job. But yet he's basing up like you're the problem. But he can do that because you're a black guy. And he can get away with it. He could actually call the cops right now and they come and shoot your fucking ass. For no reason. Just like what I said, Trayvon. The real loser was that dude Zimmerman. He's a loser out there at night riding around hoping to see a black person and start some trouble with so he could shoot him. So now the guy's trying to let this guy know I'm not looking for no trouble. It's just I need whatever, the slip or what I needed. And I would have needed a pen if I didn't bring my own, but I be through this all the time. Because it's a setup. It's just pulling you into some bullshit. Like I said, I be telling y'all about the neighbor. It's always some shit where it's always a setup. Trying to pull you into some stuff that ain't got nothing to do with you. Now, from a biblical perspective, there is a Satan, there is negative energy. And these things happen all the time. But when you're on this planet long enough, you begin to see the pattern. And this is why Solomon gave you the book of Ecclesiastes and Proverbs. Because he's trying to show you the pattern of the setup. And trying to wake you up to have wisdom. So you can deal with it when you find yourself in it. How to avoid it. Or if you're going to go to war. What I mean by war is to debate the situation with the people. How to go about it. Because you're dealing with lion-ass snakes. And they're going to lie about everything. So now, he sends whatever through. Now you have everything you need. You send it back. And then you figured you did everything. And now you ready to just get your little receipt and get on up out of there. Because you didn't want to be there in the first place. Because you knew it was going to be BS. And as I said, there's a reason why they have a person with a gun in the vicinity at all times. Now, if you think it's just to protect whatever, it's not. It's to shoot your black ass. And if you think I'm lying, just study your news. I see this all the time, bro. So now he asks you for something that their own paperwork says they don't need. If you're just making a deposit, you don't need it to no license. That's on their paperwork. So now he's asking you for a license. So now the racial profiling starts. Oh, you can't say good morning. When I left, you said nothing. You didn't say have a nice day. You didn't say here you go. You didn't say thank you. But you can ask for that ID just to fuck with me. Now you want a profile. So for whatever reason, a lot of times I bite my time because these is devils. And that's how they're going to be. They're devils. They're in a system that's about to go down. And they're so obsessed with it, they're not going to repent. Usually I just bite my tongue and move on because why mess my day up? But for some reason, I didn't want to do that today. For some reason. So at that point, I asked this guy, why are you asking for my ID when I already, it says it right here. It's just a deposit. You don't need no ID. But that's some racial stuff. So then he has to backtrack. Because I talked to this guy later on because I actually called him and let him know what I thought about him. And he kind of lied then. Told a couple of lies. Now maybe he had a reason. Because of who he was. Maybe that's why he tried to hide his identity. Maybe I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. And we're going to talk a little bit about that. But he lied in a drive-thru when I asked him for the ID. Then he tried to talk about that some type of policy that I ain't never heard before. So, by me checking him right then and there, we don't need none of that for this particular transaction. But I had to give it to him anyway because I'm trying to get out the driveway. I'm trying to get out the drive-thru. And like I said, you're not going to win because, again, all he got to do is pick up a phone and say, you being difficult. Plus, they got a dude in the front that waits at the front door. Like, all this stuff is planned. Like, right after the tragedy in 2001, they started putting armed guards on planes. Now you see people getting the shit beat out of them on planes, guns being pulled out on them. You understand? So what you see unfolding is these are not isolated incidents. These are all planned for a reason. And it's a psychological mind game. Because if they can beat you psychologically, they're going to beat you all kind of type of ways. And you see if anybody that's awake. They're slowly but surely telling you that you can't do nothing, blah, blah, blah. So you might as well get used to it. So that they can fully overthrow you with this BS. But as you see, there's a whole lot of revolt of people revolting and standing up and everything. Like I said, it's a war against light versus darkness going on. And you won't see it if it doesn't happen to you. It has to happen to you with somebody you care about before you actually say, hey, listen, we got to stand up for ourselves. So, my goal was, this dude's going to understand what's up, what's going on with him, what's up, the whole thing. You're going to understand. That was my main agenda. I know I'm never going to convince you because you're obviously a racist. Obviously. And I used to get emails where somebody might say, oh, you know, doesn't mean they're a racist. Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. That's when somebody's ill-trained. Because funny how you got all this slick talk and just being an a-hole, but you could never say good morning or have a nice day or here you go or anything. So you got all this negative energy that's profiling me. Why? Because my car needs a paint job? Why? What does that have to do with professionalism in business? What does it have to do with you failing to do your job? So then when I talked to him again, I finally called the place to let him know exactly what I thought. Because that's, see, I'm a real dude. That's why I'm going to talk about the dude I'm going to call D. Some of y'all going to know who I'm talking about. And the reason why I'm moving on, because things get twisted, but I'm moving on. If you go back to my earlier videos, I always did say names, but I'm trying to get away from all this other stuff. It got nothing to do with me other than the brothers making a point that I want to bring out. And like I said, people that listen to me know who I'm talking about. Anyway, so when I called him, he could have, he had a reason for hiding his identity. Because he don't know who you are. And he's the head man there. So maybe he was hiding his identity because he doesn't know who you're calling. And because of the nature of the thing, he doesn't know who you are. So he's trying to find out. So I give him credit for that. Maybe that was his reason. Or maybe he be just being disrespectful to people. And now he knows the chicken came home to roost. I don't know. But I know he hid his identity at first. Well, my point was to let him know first off, bam, 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 this is what it really is. Because nobody care about what you're talking about because it's racism. I don't care how you going to put a spin on it and twist it, and you're always going to blame the black guy. Today, we not having that bullshit. Today, I'm going to let you know exactly what it is. Boom, boom, boom. That was my whole sole agenda. Don't want to get you in trouble because I could have just called your corporate office because I do have that phone number. I've talked to your corporate office before. When the survey come out, I could have gave you a bad rating, but I'm not even going to waste my time on that. I need to talk to you, man to man. Let's get this shit man to man. Bam, bam, bam. That's how it was. Whatever anybody else is talking, I could care less. So, my thing was to let him know what it feel like to just be disrespected for no fucking reason at all. That if you black, you can't be sick. You can't have high blood pressure. You can't have diabetes. They still gonna choke your ass out. They still gonna put a bullet in your fucking head. Maybe more than one. So if these people don't got some type of demons on them that would even do some shit like that. Even Mark said. Now Mark's a white dude. Even when it first started happening, even Mark was real upset. Mark, I'm talking about the Grox one. Even he said they're killing us. And I said, oh, look at Mark trying to say he black. He said they're killing us. They don't care. But then he began to backtrack on it. But that's what I said about the whole supremacy shit. Because one minute you're going to act like you're down and you understand, but then you're going to go back to that white privilege. So I just wanted this dude to know what it felt like for somebody to just treat you like your life don't matter. So I told him exactly how I felt, and I slammed that phone in his freaking ear. Just to let him know what it feels like. To have somebody talk to you like you ain't shit. Because sometimes it's just body language, it's just everything. Now, will that have an effect on him? Probably not. But at least he'll know when he see me not to try that shit. And as far as him trying to turn it into something else, well, that's what these lying ass devils do. Like I said, sometimes people just get sick of it. They get sick of it. Because really, I'm going to show you how it should have went. 9 o'clock, that freaking green light should have came on. But it didn't. But he'll lie and say that it did. When you pull up, he should have been at his station. Really would have been nice to hear a good morning instead of somewhere trying to get his coffee. Because I saw him come up with the cup. That's why I keep saying that. Then he would have been right there. So when I pressed the button at one time, he could have said right away, yeah, how can I help you? Then that would have been appropriate. Not that the world's perfect. I understand that. But we could have solved it right then and there when it had to be. But that's why I said I knew I was being set up. From no pinning and a thing to everything. Because you're going to have to contact him. He doesn't want to be bothered. You're his first customer. He's already like, fuck this. This dude just got here. Can't he cut? It's just 9 o'clock. He's pissed off because he's in his lazy mode. And they make jokes about bankers' hours. In other words, these people just don't give a fuck. So he thinks he could talk anyway. So he's already mad about that. Then it's a black guy with a card and needs a paint job. This fucking loser. I don't have to show this man no respect. Then for his own racist bullshit, he got to profile your ass. Even though their own policy says that they don't need a license for that. Then you got to ask stupid questions on that. That's why I said all the dude was doing was going to a store early in the morning. But the store is open. Why can't he go? What's the big deal about this dude going to a store at 2 a.m. in the morning? So you get a right to just blow his brains out? You get a right to follow him, stalk him, and kill him? And whether that happened or not, because some people say, oh, that was some Freemasonry BS. But it still happens. And there are people still free because of it. Shooting people down. No guns or nothing. No, they can't even tell you why they killed them. How the hell you going to be on a force that's supposed to uphold the law when you just killed somebody and you can't even tell nobody why you did it or how you did it? These are demonized people. And you wonder why people be scared to death to come out their house or where to go. I remember one time I was sitting at this location and it was this black lady talking and she was telling somebody how much money she made. And she was saying, I could make way more money than that if I want to work at the night hours, like early in the morning hours. She said, I could make way more money than what I'm making. So the person said to her, well, why don't you go ahead and make the money? This is what she said. Listen to what this woman said. She said, because I would have to be up and down that turnpike and up and down that parkway, and I'm scared of the state troopers. Now, what type of shit? Why? That's who's supposed to be protecting your ass. That's what she said. So for me, I've already, like, you gotta listen to my other video. You can find it on one of my channels. The title of it has to do with give me one moment, because I don't want to say this, it's the same stuff I already said. The title of it is Urgent May 2018 Taurus Sacrifice Confirmed Bullocks, also Venus, Harlot, Mayat. When you're talking about Venus, you are going to be talking about banks. That's the second house ruled by Taurus. And Mayat is Libra, or the law, because Venus rules Taurus and Libra. This is what this is all about, this energy. So for me, I had to let that dude know that you're not dealing with a dumb nigga, though you may think I am. I let him know who I was. I let him know to contacts his bosses, that I do have their numbers. Been a long time customer. You will not disrespect me, first and foremost. Now, let him know the gig will be up for you. See, the gig can't be up for me because I didn't do anything illegal. My only problem was being a black man in this fucking racist situation. I'll put it like that. That was the problem. But other than that, once you can get past that by not fearing these devils, putting your trust back in God, other than that, you're the one that's going to have a problem, because somebody's going to want to know why you're not greeting and not just greeting, but even saying have a nice day or thank you, all that shit and other shit that you did that really caused that situation, because you wouldn't have had to keep hitting the fucking buzzard if you was at your fucking station. Because you could have got whatever you were doing, your coffee or whatever, you could have got that after you took care of the customer. But you chose not to in your arrogance. So that's how I see it. Stop blaming the scapegoat. Stop blaming the Negro. The Negroes ain't having it. More and more Negroes are saying your time is up. Just like the universe is saying you can't get away with that bullshit no more. And we're mystical people. We're the real people of God. You kill us, we're coming back. Yeah, so that's just a bad mistake. So if you're hearing this, repent. I always give you all that information. Repent, because that time is up. And you're only hurting yourself more by continually to unjustly hurt these people. The time's up. So that's why I felt the need to let that gentleman know that. And whether he does it again or whatever, I'm hoping he doesn't try that shit with me. And that's why it just felt great to be able to let that dude know what it feels like when somebody just totally disrespects you. And I knew he was an arrogant MFer. So it really felt great to just slam that phone in that ear. I got my D on. So let's talk about D and get the heck up out of here. Now, I just want to explain some stuff to you on some real stuff. I be trying to mind my business. And like I said, I don't know if it's some Freemasonry stuff. I don't know. But I'm just going to tell you what I do know. Okay. Somebody was trying to turn it up like they were trying to give some type of talk. And they claimed somebody came in and disrupted them. And so they make it seem like they jumped on the dude's ass real quick and all that. So let me tell you what really went down. First off, if anybody know the dude, he a real dude, all right? He a street dude. You can see that dude at your front door. Now, in my life, I never feared nobody. But I do fear niggas that walk up on you. See, I don't fear gang and all that because they're going to kill you anyway. If somebody coming at you with guns talking about brace yourself, you going to die anyway. You understand? That's just how it is. So that was never, I really didn't fear that. Because you going to die anyway. But I always feared that dude walking by himself. I always told y'all that. Anybody that been following me for a while, I said I fear that dude walking by themselves that'll walk right up on you. That's the nigga that scared the hell out of me. Now that's how this dude is. He's a real dude. You could see him on your street. And if you watch his channels, you see this dude everywhere. He's a real dude. You could literally see this dude on your street. He will come to your house by himself. Maybe with a camera person, but that's about it. He's a real dude. So let's not try to play games like he's scared, because if he was scared, he wouldn't have came in the first place. Okay, so let's get that straight. But now if you know this dude, believe it or not, he's real respectful. You know, he's going to tell you how he feel, but that's how we, like I'm older than that dude, but that's how we came up. See, we not on all this sensitive stuff that you got to watch everything you say and be afraid of everything. Because that's why racism is ruling now, because ain't nobody standing up to him. And the ones that do get killed quick. Or they try to kill him. But the bottom line is that's a real dude. So we gotta get that straight. So now, if you know the dude, he gonna tell you how he feel. But that's not being disrespectful. You may view it that way. But a real dude will tell you, now he just being real. See, a real dude won't have a problem with this dude. Because he's just telling you how that's how I am. We just telling you how we feel. Now, if you try to turn it up, that's on you. Because a real nigga would have said, all right, I can respect that. A real man would have respected him like a real man. But let me tell you where the BS started. Now, first off, you didn't run up on dude. Just watch the camera. You didn't run up on dude. Your bodyguard, whoever that other dude was, got up and started walking. And then that's when you started walking. That's like a little sister. That's like a little sister hiding behind her brother. She done started some shit and somebody coming to check her. And now she's scared, but as soon as a big brother stand up, now she behind him running. So if you watch the video, that's what happened. Now, all this other stuff, first off, I saw another video where this dude did some gangster stuff with Method Man. A movie with Method Man was playing an assassin, a hitman. And he was saying that Method Man is how D is. On some real stuff. And he said the other guy is how this other dude is. Now, if anybody know, the dude do got that. You know what I'm saying? He do got that. That's why I said whether this is some Freemasonry stuff or whatever's going on. But if it's some real stuff, because I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what it is. But if it's some real stuff, this dude is making a lot of enemies. Because he just keep running that mouth. And for somebody talking about their gangster, everything he say, then you working with police, you got police protecting you. All this stuff, you already confessing and calling and ratting people out, giving people's addresses. All that stuff ain't G-ism. What part of the game is that? If y'all hear me talking, this stuff going on in my hood every single day. I try to stay away from all that. The only thing I did was when I told dude you too close to the crib. And that was man to man. And that's how I try to keep it. You know, because I understand the hustle. And I understand I'm still black, still grew up all black people around me all the time. So I understand. As long as them Negroes can respect my little bit of space I got over here. Because if we don't respect that space, I'm not going back to running up on niggas. I'm too old. I'm an older man. I'm not in my 30s. I'm not in my 40s. I'm not running up on these niggas. You understand? So they gotta respect that. Don't push a person till they gotta do what they gotta do. Cause I ain't catching no bodies. So if they can respect my little bit of area, we ain't got no problem. But if they can't, then that's something you brought on yourself. So all that stuff he was talking was the dude didn't come there. He came there to tell you as a man, stop talking about that gentleman. Anybody talking about these old elders, they woke your ass up. So whatever they did, That's their business. That's between them and God. Why would you keep bringing stuff up? Now, I will say this brother's name from Las Vegas. The guy 720 said, when you talk about the dead, you join them. But we always knew that anyway as kids. You don't talk about the dead. There's certain things you don't do. So, dude ain't scared. Like I said, when you want to talk that real shit, let's talk real for a moment. You see somebody lying all the time, snitching up, doing everything that a G would never do. But yet he keep on perpetrating the fraud. And then everybody know, even the Bible tell you, there's never gonna be no unity. You hate it. And then he know that. When he first came out, he came out saying a dude, a monkey, a devil, all that, blah, blah, blah. Then all of a sudden he changed up. And he reminded me a little bit of that other dude, because that other dude came out the same way. He came out on some other stuff and all that. Then he was all that. Then in 1 minute he hate the devil. Then he the devil's friend. Then he went back there hating the devil again. Then he marching with the Black Panthers. Which one are you? You changed so much. That's why I said you could tell this shit is agent shit. But I respect the other dude though. Because you'll see him too. He might come with his people, but you'll see him too if you keep running your mouth. But like these, what you gotta understand, this other dude, you get smarter. It ain't worth it. See, the other dude is a real live nigga. You could be in a hood and see that nigga. That's a real live nigga. This other dude is on some other internet bullshit. I don't care how big the dude's following is. And one thing about me and this dude, if I had something to say to him, it would be to his face. And I hope his people stand down, because that's some girly shit to me. If I had beef with anybody, I always ran up on niggas. I had nobody with me. One time I didn't do this. Let me tell you why I didn't do it. But let me tell you how I handled it. The one time I had niggas with me. Let me explain this shit to you. I'm getting ready to leave school. I'm getting ready to leave high school. And I'm getting ready to go to like a college or some shit. Like a technical school. And my people done put big money on that shit. That was an expensive school. I'm not trying to fuck that up. But I was always in the fucking streets. By myself and shit. I was one of the dudes from my township. I was in the other side. They ain't never put no hands on me. Like I said, I was in white bars and shit one time. This is later on in life in the 2000s. And they be asking me, am I scared? I said, scared of what? And they started buying me drinks. I'd be the only nigga up in there, but I wasn't scared. I seen violence my whole fucking life. So those are real niggas. They ain't no scared. I mean, that shit sound good on YouTube and fantasy people to know that shit. But niggas that really know the code, if you really what you say you are, you should have no problem running up on a nigga. Because you be talking heavy. But yet you be snitching and giving out people's addresses and all that shit at the same time. And working with the other side and all. Now you got love for the damn devil. So what is that? So this dude that he trying to make this dude up be scared. But the dude, he didn't come in grimy. He just told you as a man to stop talking about his teacher. And then you try to put a spin on it. Dude ain't scared of you. He didn't come in there with no bodyguards and shit. And you talking about he came in with kids. Well, he's a teacher. To me, that's a humble dude that he's teaching the kids. He trying to swip it. He always trying to make it seem heavy when it ain't heavy. It's soft. And like I said, I'm a different dude. Like I see people man to man, eye to eye. I'm not with all that shit. Oh, let me finish what I was saying. So I'm minding my own business. Now keep in mind, my girl came with some bullshit. Now it wasn't fully her fault, but I'm telling you, I just know shit. And people get mad if I tell you the truth. But some shit came through her. Let's just keep it 100. But it was always like that. So no matter what I say, I know I'm not going to win that one. But it still was just some shit came through her. But I'm getting ready to go to school. And me and her was getting ready to break up anyway for some other shit. So I'm getting ready to go to school. So like the dude I used to hang with. Same thing with him. This is right when you get, because the devil's trying to stop you. So the same thing. the dude I went to school with, the dude I was getting ready to go to school, the dude I used to hang out with, I'm getting ready to go to school. Now, he was a real violent dude. So, we was walking up the street one night. He saw his ex-girlfriend with another dude. He lost his mind. The dude ran because he wanted to fight the dude. But the dude ran up the street. Now, this is way back in the day. Things are a little bit different now. I know y'all going to say, what's the difference? Back in the day, you saw people fighting all the time. You saw men and women fighting all the time. That's just the way it was. I'm not saying it was right or wrong, but that's how it was. So, he beat her ass. You know what I'm saying? And when I seen him getting too crazy, because he started doing some crazy shit, he could have really hurt her. I like, yo, you killing her and shit. I like, yo, chill out. He said, yeah, how you laughing, Gat? Because it was a different time, bro. Like I said, it is what it is, my nigga. I don't know what y'all want from me. I'm telling y'all some shit that happened when we was kids. What the fuck you want me to do about it? I told a nigga, you losing your mind, chill out. Like, I was like, yo, man, you killing her. Then he chilled out. But it wasn't nothing I could do about that because that shit happened fast. And y'all got to understand, I got sisters. And they used to be with dudes. Dudes would beat the shit out of them. I come running down and fight the dude or throw the dude out the house. But when I came downstairs the very next day, guess who was back in the house? That's what I'm saying. It's different times. Y'all can try to take some shit that happened a long time ago and make it now. But I taught my sisters one thing. If you stupid enough to let a man hit you, I'm not going to keep on backing you up. Because that's just how it was. You let this nigga beat the shit out of you. I come down there and save your ass. And then the very next night, you got the same nigga in the house with his arm around you. So you disrespecting me. You disrespecting mom. I can't say dad because my father was dead by then. So you're not going to disrespect for me. If you stupid enough to let a man put his hands on you, don't call me because I'm not going to help you. And that's how I taught them to learn how to either fight for yourself or stop being a dumbass. So that's how I handled that. So the same thing with him and her. I didn't know if they was going to make up or not. That was none of my fucking business other than to tell him don't kill her ass. But they going to fight. They was always breaking up and making up. So that's how I go. That's my answer on that one. From what happened decades ago. Now, so same thing with him. So what happened was she called him and said, this was like a week later or something. She called him and said, okay, we're going to make up or whatever. They were supposed to meet or something, go to a motel room or whatever. So when they got in the motel room, like she cut off the light or something. She cut off the light and went immediately out the door and closed the door and it was locked or something. And then niggas came out the bathroom or came out somewhere and niggas came out and was fighting him. He could fight though, but he did get stabbed. So they had him in the county and first they had him in the hospital and they had him locked to the bed and shit. And then after that they took him to the county. Then when he got to the county, some dude tried to punk him. Because as soon as they put you in that holding cell in the county, some dude tried to punk him. And then he stood up because he could fight. This dude was real violent. So he fought, you know, he manned up. He ain't have no problems and shit. And I guess somebody, I don't know how the hell he must have got bailed out. I don't even know how that nigga got bailed out. I don't know. That was too long ago. I can't tell you how he got bailed out. I don't remember that shit. So anyway, he wanted to get payback. But I was looking at it like this. Nigga, this is what I was trying to tell y'all. It's street shit. Like, it's certain things got to work themselves out. I can't save everybody. Because still, all that shit, he still get back with the female. That's just how it is. So, I just know the street shit. So, basically, I told that dude, listen, you beat her up. They beat you up. It's even. I said, I'm not making no move. I said, man, you're going to get killed with this shit. I said, I'm getting ready to go to school. My mom's already put that money down. I'm not with it. I said, you beat her up, they got you, it's a done deal, let it go, get on with your life. I said, now if they make any more moves on you, then I'm back. I said, if they make another move on you, I'm with you 100%. But right now, the way I see it, it's a done deal. So I told you, I did what I had to do, but I did it on some street shit. Not on no punk shit, not on no faggot shit. Let this shit I'm seeing out here. See, D a real dude, so that's the only problem I got. Don't make it out to say he not what he is, cause that's some bitch shit. Now you might got these YouTubers believing that punk shit, but real niggas know that's some bullshit you doing. And you hiding behind all this stuff, including the popo, but you acting like you some live star gangster and shit. And if you are, then be a gangster, bro. That's all I'm asking. If you want hide behind that G-ism, then do that shit on some G shit. Don't do that shit on got your boys fighting for you and all that punk shit. So So now, so that's how I handled that. So then, the female I was with, who I was getting ready, we was going to break up anyway. It just wasn't working out or whatever. So I'm getting ready to go to school. I got all these people trying to get me to go. Like I said, I just did that video. They try to pull you back into this dumb shit. So then she says, some dude. Now, keep in mind, I done been dating this female for like 3 years. She ain't never come up to me about no dude before. And I know that's why we was breaking up, because I know it was other dudes. So why you coming up about this dude? I'm just smart. Like I said, this morning was a setup. And that's why I had to let that dude know, no matter what you try, I'm already three moves ahead of you. Because I know you're going to lie. I know you're going to say something. You're probably going to check my file. You're going to do all kind of stupid shit. I already know what you're going to do, so I'm letting you know right now. I'm talking to you as a freaking man. Do not disrespect me again. You respect me the same way you do any other customer. And that's his fucking job. Okay, stop making it. Y'all make it race. I ain't talking about y'all listening, but these damn racists, y'all make everything racist because you just want to kill another black person. They don't deserve to be killed. Probably more righteous than you and everything associated with you, but you're going to send that person to an early grave. So then she come up talking about some dude. Now, she ain't never come up to me about no dudes before. In fact, when I used to try to school her on how dudes really thought, she would curse me out. Tell me that's how you think. That's not how dudes think. And just to tell you how real this get, eventually she found out. She was in gym class or something, and she was on the bleachers. She was behind them, and they was lower than her. But she was a little bit higher, but she heard everything they said, and everything I tried to tell is what them niggas was saying. So she actually came back to me and apologized. Say what you told me was true. So what I'm saying, she was always she was a problem too. She was a problem too. So I knew she would set me up. And I'm just a young teenager, but I'm used to this fucking fucked up planet. I already knew I was being set up. Now you telling me about some nigga that's passing, coming on to you. Why ain't you now I ain't say this to her, but in my head I'm saying it. Why is this coming out now when I've known you for over 3 years and it's been a whole lot of dudes you ain't never speak on? Why you speaking on this nigga? So the first thing I said to her was, how big is he? Because I knew I was being set up. Then she said, oh no, he real big and all that. And I'm saying to myself, oh, So like I'm like, okay, well, technically we still in a relationship, even though we getting ready to break up. Second off, I don't like no dude pushing up on no female. Like that's a street rule. If the female say no, it's no, nigga. You're not gonna use your muscles. You're not gonna bully her and shit. Ain't nobody scared of your punk ass. But I got other things I'm trying to do. I'm highly intelligent. I got goals. I got a future. I'm trying to get the fuck away from this dumb shit. Cause that's what it is. So that's when I called niggas. 5 niggas. But the niggas I roll with, we already had burial plots. This was long before so-called that gangsterism. We had burial plots and we never used them. Thank God. But we definitely had them. So I called them niggas. And I let them know what it was. I said, listen, it ain't going to be no shit. We not going to attack this man. This is what I said. I said, we not going to attack this man, but I know he going to be arrogant. Just like the dude at the bank this morning. Because these people are demon-filled. And they're sent. They are sent to do exactly what they're doing. But I got to get this nigga to realize it's not going down the way you think it is, money. That's all I wanted. I said, we're not going to attack this man. We're not going to make this problem. Because, see, like I said, their city and our little area, we never got along anyway. We was always fighting. But I always came through. They ain't put no hands on me. But I said, we're not going to turn this into us against them. I'm going to try to talk to this nigga. But I already know he big. And I already know how he going to respond. So that's all I did. I told them to stand in the back. They was like in the back behind me and shit. So when I see, and he worked in like a grocery store or something, like a big ass grocery store or something. So I seen that nigga, so I called his name, and he ain't turn around. It's almost like this morning, me ringing that bell. So I called his name again, he still ain't turn around. So I had to get a little bit louder. So I said his name again, so then he turned around, but he was mad. So just like this nigga was this morning. So then I came up to him, told him who I was, because I'm not on no punk shit. Told him who I was. And why I was there. So he was looking at me, but when he was looking at me, he was like, man, he was looking at me like you bitch ass nerd, I'll fuck your little ass up and shit. So he's looking at me, right? So I'm looking at this nigga. But then he finally looked behind him and saw all them niggas. And they was looking at him like they was ready to eat him. Like they would have did him in that fucking store. Like my word, that's on my word and shit. So this shit, I was always down with this shit long before that shit became like everybody a G and shit. I was always on my shit. But I'm not bragging. That's just how it was. Like, I'm not on no bitch shit. That's just how it was. So that nigga looked at me, and then that's when he started listening. He said who she is, and I told him who he was like that. And that was it. Then it was cool. And I like, I think I might even said thank you, because I'm a real polite nigga. I be saying yes and thank you and shit. But ain't nobody scared of nobody. You know what I'm saying? So I said what I was with him. And then he went off, and there was never a problem. But he had to respect he respected how I did it, because I wasn't there on no stupid shit. I wasn't disrespecting you as a man. I know you big. I know you ain't scared of nobody. But you put me in a position, nigga. Like I'm gonna have to take your life, bro. That's how I was as a teenager. Like you fucking with family, nigga. That's like a #1 rule. I can't let you do that shit. You put me in a situation, I gotta take your life, bro. And these niggas is hungry. Cause this wasn't no good cop, bad cop. Them niggas was ready to move. They was more mad than I was and shit. I was a level-headed nigga. So people try to say you don't sound like no pastor. No, I love God with all my heart. I'm just not with the bullshit. And more men need to stand the fuck up like that. Stop letting motherfuckers talk to you like you don't have a right. If you in their store and you obeying the rules, nigga, they don't got no right to run up on you and shit. Start suing these motherfuckers. They gonna try to throw your case out. They gonna try to fuck with you. I already know all that. But you gotta stop being a bitch at the same time. The curse is over with, brother. We in the 400 years. You can't just let motherfuckers do whatever the fuck they want to. Because that's why they raped your women and raped your children and raped your wives. Because you let it go down and shit. So that's the purpose of this video. And so again, to make it perfectly clear, we can be on YouTube talking grimy, and we can be talking crazy to somebody when we got people with us. But the bottom line is, you don't know what somebody already made that video. What you saw a Method Man and he got busy. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm trying to tell you was, whenever somebody's saying something to you, one thing about me, I'll listen. Because I'm a very wise man. And second off, it's just common sense. Even Tupac told y'all that when he went to prison. He said when you go to prison, you learn how to respond differently. He said when you're not in prison, if anybody say anything, you be like, who the F is you, and all that tough guy talk. He said, but when you in prison, you don't know who, and you don't know who you fucking with. And plus, it might just be one dude. But if he been down there longer than you, he already know the locations. He already know everything. So you got to watch how you respond, because how you respond could be your life. Let me end this video with something back in the day. Back in the early 1990s. When I was with the Nation and Gods and Earths. I wasn't a member, but I had a lot of them around me. The Nation of the Gods and the Earths. Now, I was minding my own business one day. And I was walking up this long ramp. And there was this dude coming down. And he had some people with him. But he was talking, so he wasn't really listening. So he's coming down real fast. And I'm going up real fast. Because that's the only way you can get up that ramp, is to walk kind of fast. So he wasn't looking where he was going. So we collided. And he had coffee. And the coffee spilled all over him. So that nigga was going to do me right there. But he looked around. And it was for reasons he couldn't do it. I'm not going to blow everything up. But for reasons he couldn't do me right there. But I knew I had a problem. I knew I had a serious problem. That nigga looked angry. And he looked mean and shit. And keep in mind, by that time, like, I'm really like a religious person. I don't need to work. Plus, I was never with that black on black shit. Like I told you, that's why I wasn't going to do that dude. Because I know that's exactly what I was supposed to do. That was some satanic shit to get me caught up. I knew what the game was. Plus, I ain't got no beef with that nigga. Just, you got to understand, if a female saying no, leave her alone, bro. Because you're going to bring some heat on yourself you don't need. And when I say heat, wasn't nobody using guns back then. If you had a knife, you was a tough guy. But it's still heat. You still going to die either way. Now, so I ain't know what to do. So I'm trying to duck this dude because I know I'm going to see him again. But I don't want no beef with this dude. So I'm trying to just duck that situation. So then I'm talking to one of the dudes within the Nations and Gods and Earths. And he was like, this is what he said to me. I told him what happened. He said, listen. He said, there's two things going to happen. He said, if that dude approach you again, you're going to have to fight. He said, but he might apologize. I said, man, I don't think that dude going to apologize. That dude was angry and shit. He was real mad. So then we was at this location. And it was my word. I was sitting there minding my own business. and I seen that nigga, and I tried to sneak up out that motherfucker, and I bent down and tried to get up, and the moment I got up, that nigga grabbed me. He grabbed me and shit. I said, oh shit. And then he looked at me and said, man, he said, that was my fault. Don't worry about it and shit. Like a man, he apologized and shit. See, I always been on that street shit because the streets always been loyal to me. You understand? I was from the suburbs and shit. But I was always allowed to come in the hood. I ain't never really had no problems with the hood. But see, my house, all the G's would be up in there anyway. Because my mom's always been powerful. But she always had like a job. She had a good job. You understand? And then everybody knew my sisters. My sisters was real popular and shit. So the bottom line was, I always saw a lot of dudes anyway. So they always see me one way or another. But I was never on that dumb shit. So I try to stay loyal to that. But you also got to protect your spot and shit like that. And I got people that I'm responsible for that's older than me. So you just can't have any kind of crazy shit going on. So that's why I said niggas, they got to realize that. That's why I'm going to keep saying that. You got to realize where you at. Because sometimes if your life get hard, you made it hard. It ain't like nobody woke up and said, how I'm going to fuck this nigga's life up. But you fucked it up yourself. Because like I said, if I tell that dude backed up, like you know, you don't even live around here, go up on your street. Nigga, nobody trying to push up on you, but I got people. Some of these people I've known since I was a little kid. I know their sons and shit. I can't let none. You know what I'm saying? So you ain't gotta be right in front of somebody's house. If a nigga just told you move back, he's not being disrespectful, bro. He's looking out for you because he could have did it differently. He could have did a whole bunch of different shit. But them niggas be thinking that they can't get it and all that. Somehow it's gonna come, bro. It's a whole lot of niggas in prison and didn't think they was gonna get it. You gotta learn how to think smarter. That's all I'm saying. And like I said, so the purpose of this video was it come a time when you got to stand up to that bully. You know what I'm saying? And it felt good slamming that phone in that motherfucker's ear. I'm not even gonna lie, because that's what D would have did. D would have let you know. D gonna let you know he didn't appreciate that shit. So D is not a punk. That's a real live nigga. The realest. Everything that nigga say, he back it up. And talk crazy about our elders because they woke us up. I don't care whatever mistakes they made. I don't even care if they was Freemasons. They still woke us up with the knowledge they gave. Now it's up to you to study. It's not another person's. It's not somebody else's fault if you fail to study. That's not his fault. Stop blaming all these other people because you too lazy and you don't want to research the information. Because all that person can do is wake you up a little bit. Once you wake up, it's up to you to go further. But they better hope that cooler heads prevail. Cause I'm telling you right now, and I'm gonna tell you right now, you can't be saying the stuff you saying and not thinking it's not gonna come back to haunt you. And while you saying the stuff you saying, I don't know how much money they paid you to say that stuff, but it's not gonna be worth all that. You know what I'm saying? And you just gotta be real careful, cause you gotta think about D. You know what I'm saying? D got a reputation. He got to worry about his reputation too, because he really be in the hood. He can't, because niggas will look at him and say, damn, you let that young nigga tell your ass off. How you think you going to come over here talking about, they not going to respect you, because they going to say, you let that young nigga just call you out and you ain't do shit. That's how the street really is, nigga. I mean, that's just how it go down. Because where you have respect before, niggas going to be looking at you differently, because it's just nature. So that's why I said, this shit can get real ugly, real fast. It may take a minute though. See, this is East Coast. This is the difference between the East Coast and the West Coast. This is why I love the West Coast, because the West Coast was more like me. Like, if you said some shit at 12 p.m. on the West Coast back in the day, like in the early 90s or whatever, if you said some shit on the West Coast at 12 p.m., you best believe you'd be dead by 12:15. Now on the East Coast, it may take a minute. They gonna get you, but it may take a minute. Might take a little bit longer, but they're going to get you at some point. But on the West Coast, they didn't play. I'm more like the West Coast. That's why when that whole beef started with East versus West, I really wasn't. I'm like Star. I wasn't rolling with the East Coast on that one because it just seemed like the East was just talking more, whereas the West Coast was actually putting that work in. So that's all I'm saying. So no, I love God with all my heart, but God don't raise no punks. And that's what the problem was. It's too many men. You fear the devil more than you fear God. I say fear God. Like the Messiah said, fear God, because even if you get killed, God can raise you back up. But when you fear this devil, all he gonna do, like the devil gonna come rob, rape, steal, kill, everything, lie on you, destroy your reputation, everything. He's just a fucking beast. So sometimes you got to stand up to that beat. So sometimes you got to let a person know, I didn't appreciate what you said, didn't appreciate the profile, and didn't appreciate what you did, and now you're not going to appreciate what I'm about to do. BAM! And not shoot him, because I'm a man of God. Not shoot him, but that just sting that ear up just a little bit. On some D shit. So that's what's up. God bless you. I'm out. Alright, this is the intro, because something came to me after I stopped this video, because it may have sounded a certain way. So I want to make something perfectly clear. Now, this is going to be a good video. It is dealing with racism and why you got to stand up for yourself. But it's just a lot of stuff. Even a lot of stuff's going on right now with a dude calling out a certain dude that's a certified G. And I don't appreciate that. So I wanted to talk about that a little bit. And I describe all this. Remember, this is the intro. So y'all about to hear the meat of everything. The meat of everything after this. But this is the intro. But I did want to say one thing. Because I know it sounded a certain way. But y'all got to remember, I only have a little bit of time. And I don't remember everything. But for anybody that thinks a certain way, or why I made decisions based on whatever beef with a female and stuff like that, in my days are coming up, y'all got to understand one thing. A long time ago, I was up north with my girl that I do talk about in this video. The girl I was with at that time, the female. We was all younger, but they had a party, so I was way up north. I seen mountains. That was the first time I ever seen mountains. That's how far up north New Jersey I was. And so anyway, I got set up. You're going to hear me say this over and over again. I got set up. It was supposed to be coming to the party to be with her. Now, number one, she was cheating on me with some dude that was there at the party as well. And I won't go into the whole thing. But because I'm trying to tell you about her character. That was part of it. But there's a reason why I'm telling y'all this. But anyway, so somehow she asked me, do I want to be kind of like a security or a bouncer at this party. Now, I'm out there by myself. I don't know who's coming up because this is nowhere near where I live at. So I know I'm being set up. So I used to hang out with a dude named, a dude I used to hang out with. You hear me talk about him on this video. About a fight he got into where he got stabbed up. No, this is a good video because it's about racism too. So it's a good video. Sometimes you got to learn how to man up or woman up. It's not always thinking you so much better than somebody you don't need to listen. Yeah, you do need to listen. When they grab your ass up, then you're gonna wish you had listened. Anyway, so I knew she had set me up, and she set me up a couple of times because after all this stuff went down, she actually walked me outside, and all them dudes I had beef with, because dudes, since a lot of those people were from my area, they were up there, so I had beef with these dudes. I was by myself. They was outside, so she actually took me out there. You understand? So this is why I moved the way I move. You know, people don't understand what I'm talking about. I wish y'all listened. But they knew not to make no move on me because I wasn't scared. That's why when this dude called out D ain't nothing but a certified G. You don't call out D. So we're going to talk about that. We still talking about racism because D is nobody addresses racism like D do. So we don't want to get away from this. We don't want to make D out to be crazy because D is actually certified. Whereas this little YouTube dude ain't nothing but playing on the internet, but acting like he harder than he really is. So that's why I want to get clear in this video, because this is all about racism. Because you got a lot of people that look like you, whatever, but they not with you. So you need to listen to this video. That's all I'm gonna tell you. So anyway, to make this clear, so I know I'm being set up, and I said, keep in mind, this is now I'm younger. This is back in the day when I'm still hanging out. But I say, because my mentor is this dude. You want to hear me talk about him? He's real violent. I said, what would he do? I said he would go get some beer and get ready to fight, because I knew I was being set up. But being loyal to her, even though she wasn't really loyal to me. So I went and did what I had to do, get my beer or whatever, ready for whatever. So it was me, and they assigned this big dude, big black dude, but he ain't have no heart. Even though he was big, he was scared. I wasn't scared. So sure enough, 5 dudes come, but they trying to crash the party. So the whole thing was they trying to tell them to leave. So I go out there, I go right up to the head dude. You could tell who the head dude is. You could just tell. Because the other dudes was around him, but he was the head dude. So I went up to him because that's how I get down. Ain't never been no punks over here. So I basically said to the dude, yo, why don't y'all go ahead and leave because y'all wasn't invited. You know, I'm trying to be logical because that's just how I am. So this dude looked at me like, you bitch ass nerd. He just looked at me like I was stupid, and he just walked around me and shit. So I let him go through. Because I don't know, you know, I'm not thinking. I let him go behind me, go by, whatever. He walking through, I'm not worrying about him. So I start looking at his people, like say, yeah, y'all, why don't y'all go ahead and leave and shit. And the big dude that was supposed to be backing me up, he ain't say shit. So I'm out, there's 5 of them, and it's just me. And I'm only doing this because of her. So if people don't think I don't care or nothing like that, it's not. Like, some of this shit is street code. The bottom line is street code. That's how I was raised. And that's the real shit. And I don't know no dumb shit, because I talk about all that. So when I'm talking to these dudes, his 4 dudes in front of me, I hear my girlfriend yell out, "Don't be trying to kiss me." Because I heard her telling him, "Why don't you leave? Why don't you leave?" And then I heard her say, Don't be trying to kiss me." When I heard that shit, I went temporarily insane. I turned around. I grabbed, I'm not lying. God know I'm not lying. I lifted that nigga up like the Undertaker. That nigga was up in the air. I had that nigga by his fucking thing. Now y'all saying, why is this on the spiritual channel? Because I'm trying to tell you real shit. I'm not telling you white supremacy, European shit that stole everything from you. You was never supposed to be a sucker. Well, maybe you was, because you was, during that time, you was going through God's judgment. But we not at that level no more. That's what I'm trying to tell you. So anybody that's going to listen to this video, this is about waking up. This is about some stuff that happened today. So I didn't back down. In fact, I turned it up a little bit because I'm just tired of it. Tired of this silly shit that they putting us through. Now, so this is what all this is about manning up. So whether this is the intro, I'll put it in the back. However I do it, that's how it's going to get done. Now, so he was up in the air, literally. He was off the ground, and both my hands on his throat, and he's up in the air. And then all he did to me was, I think he ripped my shirt or something. He grabbed my shirt or ripped it or something, and he threw something. He threw his drink on me, but he ain't touched me. And then from that night on, everybody in that place ain't fuck with me. Everybody I walked past was talking shit about me, but nobody was approaching me and saying nothing to me. And keep in mind, I had beers and shit, so I was seeing everything, but it was like looking at a movie because I had them beers and stuff. And then I see my girl with that dude and stuff, and that's how I knew she wasn't about Jack. But if y'all listen to the video, I had already told you I was gonna get rid of her anyway. So it hurt me, but I already knew it was coming. And then the dude, because y'all just see me do a video on this. Is this probably gonna be on the spiritual channel? I did a video on this channel, and you see Gabriel, because I told you Gabriel always been with me, the archangel. I've been told everybody to follow me know that. But the dude that was at that party was from my school, and his last name was Gabriel. And he looked at me. He started laughing because he seen me fight. He ain't never seen me fight before, because they thought I was like a nerd. But he knew I was a comedian, because me and him was being class together, and I was always cracking jokes. And there was this Catholic girl that was in our class, so I was always cracking jokes on her and shit. So he knew I was a comedian, but he never seen me fight. So he was looking at me like laughing at me, like, "Man, you crazy, like everything about you." But I'm like saying, "It ain't my fault. Like, I ain't come up here for this." But it was kind of funny. So we like real live dudes. Like we don't see the world the way everybody else do. You know, we don't see it that way. But anyway, she took me outside allegedly to give me some air. But she took me and like the main dudes I hated, that they hated me and I hated them, and they was all right there. Like in this township, one time I was down by the boardwalk, and I was always by myself. But then, like I say, nobody put no hands on me. And when I was walking, I seen them dudes. It was 2 of them, and I knew the one dude, I knew he ain't like me, and we was from different locations, and they hated our location. But when I seen them dudes, I spit right in front of them niggas and kept walking and shit. And I was by myself and shit. So why am I telling y'all that? Which I probably will put this in the back, because then you'll know the whole video. Otherwise, if you just hear this as the intro, you'll be like, this nigga out of his mind. But if you hear the whole video, I'm trying to teach y'all something. For the real niggas that's listening. First off, D ain't no punk. Don't ever underestimate D. And whatever that little nigga saying, he lying, and I didn't appreciate that, because D, he a good brother. He's trying to educate you and stuff like that. And you can really see him in the hood. Most of these dudes you see on YouTube, they won't come to the hood, and if they do, they come with a whole bunch of security and shit. They not gonna walk through, especially if they think it's gonna be some heat. That's why, you know, you got police, but you acting like they came. You always got a story. You always protecting yourself and ratting people out, but you act like you not. So I just want to get that perfectly clear. That is it. But what I'm trying to tell y'all, so it was not me being scared of nobody. Each event I talk about is different. The one event, the dude could walk away. Okay, you a big dude. I understand you want to be bullying. I understand all that. Believe me, I get it. But you got to understand, when a woman say no, the answer is no. Because you're going to do that to somebody's sister or somebody's like fiance or some shit, and they're not going to let you walk away. Today I'm telling you, bro, I don't want no beef with you. But you got to fall back, because you put me in a situation. These niggas behind me, they ready to take you out right now. Just be easy. So he was smart enough to realize, okay, first off, the dude ain't being disrespectful. He talking to me like a man. So we're being respectful. And the second thing is, it's no sense in heating it up, because the female don't want you anyways. It's nothing. Why? What are you fighting for? She already told you she ain't interested. So that got handled. Now this situation was different because I was by myself and that nigga was out of order. Because once you like, that's, to me, that's almost like rape. She talking about don't try to kiss me, especially way back then. Nowadays it might not be a big deal, but back then there's certain things you didn't do. There was some morals and shit. So nigga, you gotta die. So when I heard that shit, there was no more talk. But by me doing that, I actually protected myself because I had no more problems that night. And there was a whole bunch of dudes there from this township. They not from my township, from the nearby township. We ain't get along with them, they ain't get along with us. So they would have definitely wanted to jump me by myself. But after that happened, everybody, it was hands off. So it's God protecting me. So that's what I'm trying to tell you. I don't know if y'all going to hear this in the intro or in the back. I'll probably put it in the back. But the bottom line is, it come a time when you got to stand up for yourself. And what I'm being told in the spirit is now is a time. Not be crazy. Don't get yourself killed. But it is a time when you got to let people know, oh no, if I'm in your store, you going to respect me. It's nowhere in the world you going to disrespect me just because you don't like my color or whatever your problem is. You will respect me the way you respect anybody else. And that's what this morning was about. God bless.